There's a video going around right now. It's getting millions of views. And it's a doctor on a screen, and he's telling you which medications, and I'm quoting, trigger rapid dementia. Now, I watched the whole video. I sat there with my pen in hand, waiting. I was just waiting for him to cite one, at least one, just one peer reviewed study. Guess what? He never did. Now, citizens, you deserve better than that. So today, we're going to go somewhere different. We're going to the geriatrician's own guidebook, the one your doctor uses, the one almost nobody hands to you. And we're going to go and we're going to talk about what's actually in your medicine cabinet, what the science really says about it, and three questions that could change your next doctor visit forever. Citizens, here's what your brain needs to know this week. The guidebook I just mentioned has a name. It's the Beers criteria. BEERS. That's right. It's just like the Corona, just like Budweiser, just like Stella and Modelo, just like Miller. Beers. It's named after Dr. Mark Beers, the geriatrician who started this list way back in 1991. It lives at the American Geriatrics Society right now. They update it every few years. The newest version came out in 2023. Now, what is it? In plain English, what it is a list built by geriatricians of medications where the potential harm may outweigh the benefit when you're 65 or over. Your doctor knows about this list. The question is, do you know about it? Now, most of the medications on the Beers criteria fall into a category called anticholinergic. Now, this is a long word, but here's what it actually means. Inside your brain, there's a chemical called acetylcholine. Think of it as a messenger your memory uses when you try to remember a name, a face, a date. That messenger is the one running back and forth doing the work. Now, anticholinergic drugs block that messenger. I want you to picture this for a minute. Picture your memory as a radio station. That radio station is playing your favorite song. One anticholinergic drug brings in a little static, but you barely notice it and your song still plays. Two drugs brings in more static. Now you 3 or 4 drugs stacked on top of each other, the song goes dark. Now that's not me being dramatic either. That's a study published in 2019 in JAMA Internal Medicine. Now, JAMA Internal Medicine is a top-tier medical journal. Nearly 60,000 people with dementia compared to 225,000 without it. The researchers found a statistically significant association. Their words, not mine. Now, there was an association between several types of anticholinergic medications and the risk of dementia. Now, association does not mean cause and effect, but we're going to get to that part because that part matters. But first, let's name the categories. And there are 6. One of them might be sitting in your medicine cabinet right now. Now, category 1, older antidepressants. These are names like amitriptyline, paroxetine. You might know this one as Paxil. These are real medications. They help real people, but they're strongly anticholinergic. The Beers criteria flags them. The Coupling study flagged them. If you've been on one for a decade, that's worth a conversation. Category 2, bladder medications. Have you been prescribed oxybutynin, brand name Ditropan, or tolterodine, brand name Detrol, for an overactive bladder? These are anticholinergic too. The Coupling study singled this class out specifically. In category 3, sleep aids hiding in your medicine cabinet. This one matters because you don't need a prescription for these. Look at any bottle with the letters PM on it. That could be Tylenol PM, Advil PM. The PM part is usually diphenhydramine, the same active ingredient that is in Benadryl. This Benadryl, we're talking about the first generation antihistamine, strongly anticholinergic. The Beers criteria has been blunt, very blunt about this for years. Now, if you've been taking one of these to fall asleep every night for years, citizens, this is your invitation to talk to your doctor. Category 4, benzodiazepines. Names you'll recognize: Valium, Xanax, Ativan, Klonopin. These work differently than anticholinergics, but the Beers criteria flags them separately for their own cognitive risks in older adults. The 2023 recommendation: most adults over 65 should avoid them whenever other options exist. Category 5, the Z drugs: Ambien, Zolpidem, Lunesta, Sonata. The Beers criteria recommends against them in older adults in most cases. In category 6, antipsychotics. Now, this last one is different. It's not for everyone. But if you or someone you love is living with dementia and a doctor has put them on an antipsychotic to manage agitation, the FDA has a black box warning on that exact combination, the strongest warning the FDA gives. The Beers criteria reinforces it. That's 6. That's what the geriatrician guy says in 2023. Not in some video, in a journal, a peer-reviewed journal. So citizens, let me tell you what I see when the door closes with families. I walked into a citizen's kitchen last month. They had a beautiful home, family pictures on the wall, 5 prescription bottles on the counter in a neat row. 3 of them, 3 were anticholinergic. Her daughter didn't know. Her primary care doctor had prescribed one. Her urologist had prescribed another. Her psychiatrist had prescribed a third. Nobody had added them up. Now, that's not bad medicine. That's broken handoffs. 3 good doctors, no shared chart, and a citizen carrying the full load. I'm a certified dementia care trainer. I see this in homes just about every week. And nobody's the villain. The system is the villain. And the citizen is the one paying for it in memory. They're paying for it in confusion. They're paying for it in small moments that don't come back. So here's what I want you to do. When you get to the end of this episode, we're going to give you 3 questions. I want you to bring them with you. Write them down. The next time you sit in the doctor's office, put them in front of you. Here's the part that the viral video skipped, and it matters. When the JAMA researchers wrote up their findings, they didn't claim these drugs cause dementia. They didn't use that word. They said the drugs were associated with an increased risk. That's not me hedging. That's the word they chose, because in their study, they could show a pattern, a strong pattern, but they could not show direct cause and effect. The doctor in that viral video, the one who told you medications trigger dementia, has gone past what the evidence shows. We don't do that here. We tell you what the science says and what it doesn't say. And the second thing the science does not say is just as important. It does not say stop taking your medication. Citizens, I want you to please hear me on this. Do not stop a medication on the strength of a YouTube video. Let me say that again, because this is very important. Do not stop a medication on the strength of a YouTube video. I don't care if it's mine, not anyone's, nobody's. I don't care what title they have, you do not stop them on the strength of a YouTube video. Some of the medications on this list are keeping people alive. Some are managing real pain. Some are preventing falls, seizures, or worse. What this episode is, what every episode is permission to ask, not permission to act alone. Ask your doctor. The industry, it never respected us. We were customers to them. Numbers on a spreadsheet. But we're building a nation right here. And in this nation, the citizens get the truth. Citizens, quick pause. If this is the kind of truth that you came here for, I want you to hit subscribe, because every week, every time we show up, we come back with one job: your brain, your money, your life. And we don't ask the industry for permission to tell you the truth either. We don't need their permission, and we don't care what they think. We're giving you the truth. And subscribers get every episode, every segment, every fact check first. Hit subscribe. Stay in the nation, stay in the know. Now, here's a part that you came here for: the 3 questions. I want you to write them down. Screenshot the slide. Bring them to your next doctor's appointment. Put them on the desk where your doctor can see them. And you ask, question 1, doctor, can we go through every medication I'm taking, including the over-the-counter ones, and check which ones have anticholinergic effects? Question 2, are any of them on the AGS Beers criteria list for adults over 65? And question 3, is there a safer alternative for someone my age, and what would be the trade-off? 3 questions. That's the whole handoff. Doctors are not your enemy. Most of them will welcome these questions. Most of them have been waiting for a patient to ask them. You're going to be the patient who asks. Now, one more thing before we close. This whole episode has been about your brain, but there's a second half to the story, and it's the one we built this whole nation around. Because the same citizen who's carrying a stack of medications nobody added up is often the same citizen who's carrying a stack of investment nobody added up. Same handoff problem, same villain, same citizen paying the price. That's next week. The brain page and the money page, 2 pages of the same book. I want you to bring a friend. Now, citizens, before we go, if something in this video landed for you, I want you to subscribe. We saved you a seat in the nation, and we'll be here, right here, next week. We'll be here before next week with the next episode, with the next breaking news, with the next fact, with the next piece of information that you need to know. It's the same job: your brain, your money, your life. Because we don't age quietly, we age wealthily. I want you to take care of your brain, people.